Today's episode of Necronomipod is brought to you by Beardology. There are a lot of imitators out there, but there's only one place I buy my beard oil. Beardology beard oil nourishes your skin and won't leave you with that greasy feel. With over 17 cents available in their extensive product line, I trust my beard to Beardology. You can find Beardology at beardology.co. Use code NECRO15 to receive 15% off your purchase. Beardology. Discover the best way to avoid the shave. Who doesn't love a good Florida story? The state that never fails to give us endless laughs with their crazy laws and crazier people gives us another great one today. We're going to discuss the story of Ed Walters and the Gulf Breeze incident. In the 1980s, Ed was living a normal life with his wife and kids until one evening he had an encounter with a UFO. These alleged encounters would continue to plague Ed for the next 6 months, and the tales are hilarious. Were aliens really trying to abduct Ed, as he claims? Or is this another story of a crazy Floridan? Let's figure it out. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought involuntary semen extraction was only relevant to one of our stories, stick around. Things are about to get wild. This is Necronomipod.
I know it sounds preposterous. It sounds preposterous when I say the words. But in good faith, I tell you that I ran out in the street, saw this thing going over, and was struck by a blue beam. Now, does the military have some kind of ability to do that? I don't think so. But if they do, I want to know about it. It is our right as Americans to know what we are funding our government to do or not to do.
Okay, Ed, you say what?
I say that Ed claims in his book that he gets ESP messages, that they show him photographs of nude women, not pictures of nude women, but actual nude women. He claims to have been abducted, and in fact, the mayor of his own town, Ed Gray III, has denounced this case as a hoax.
So this one is straight 1980s comedy movie right here today, this story.
Oh, yeah.
This is Laugh After Laugh. This would have had, who are those teen actors from the 80s that are in every movie?
The two Coreys?
Yeah, it would have had one of the Coreys in it for sure.
Yeah.
Like The Burbs, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Corey Feldman was in The Burbs.
That's a fantastic movie. I just watched that the other day.
I don't think we were recording last time when I said Corey Feldman's never been in a bad movie, and I still stand by that.
That's right. That's your theory. We might have to do a whole episode on that.
I stand by
Can
that
we do
statement.
a checklist on that? Because it's a bold call.
Well, I could say The Burbs is an awesome movie. I know all three of us love that movie.
The Burbs is fantastic.
That is a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's on Netflix again, free. Either Netflix or Prime, but
The Klopex.
The Klopex, that's right.
Yeah.
I like Rumsfeld. He's great. So, this one's kind of fun.
Yeah, this one's, like you said, straight out of the 80s. It's probably the most fun UFO story out there.
Would probably be at the top of the Florida Man Reddit page these days if it happened now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this Ed Walters has Florida Man written all over him.
But didn't you say, I mean, he looks like a normal, average, upstanding guy.
He really does. He's very credible and very believable if you listen to him speak.
Most Floridians kind of appear to be normal, and then
I don't know if that's true.
You read the newspaper, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's well spoken. He's a businessman. He owns, we'll get into it. He owns his own businesses and stuff.
There's no like readily identifiable reason for him to make up this story, I don't think.
No.
So yeah, he's believable.
Well, let's get into it.
All right.
And we'll debunk it or agree with him.
So the Gulf Breeze UFO sightings were centered around a man named Ed Walters.
His parents were Betty and Barney Hill, correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
But there is some stuff.
There's a lot of similarities, I think.
And a lot of similarities to Travis Walton in here, too. Some of the stuff.
Honestly, as I was reading this, it seems like a composite of all of the previous alien stories we've done. There's a little bit of the Hills in here. There's some Travis Walton. There's some maybe Mothman, Men in Black Highway, Ingrid Cole meetings here. Right. It's kind of a little bit of everything here.
Your greatest hits, if you will.
Kind of, sort of.
So, yeah, Ed was he was just an average family man. He owned a contracting business. The sightings occurred from November 1987 to May 1988. So most of this information comes from Ed's book that he wrote with his wife, Frances, that detail all his experiences. We're going to go through all of his accounts and the debunking and try to figure out if any of this is real, if it's completely faked by Ed and Frances, or if Frances was just watching her husband have a prolonged mental breakdown and was just too afraid to say anything to him.
Which is highly possible.
Yeah.
It's that Florida humidity, man. It slowly kills you.
So his first sighting occurred on November 11th, 1987. Ed was relaxing after work with his wife Frances, his 10-year-old daughter, and 17-year-old son, when through the window he noticed a bright light moving between the pine tree in his front yard. Ed walked outside and saw a glowing bluish-gray object slowly floating across the sky. So he ran back inside to get his Polaroid camera, and that's when he took the first picture that he took of all these sightings. Ed said the object was about as big as a house and was made up of 4 layers. The top had a small dome on top of 2 saucer-like layers and a glowing dome at the bottom. The second saucer layer was a little wider than the third and had portholes around it. So, and I sent you guys the picture, and it's a cool...
Oh, that was the one,
yeah,
the picture from that night.
It's a cool picture.
Yeah, it is a cool picture.
So as Ed tried to take a second picture, the UFO moved out of the way and stopped directly above him. He said as he was looking up at the UFO, he felt a feeling of euphoria come over his body, and he was hit by a blue beam of light coming out of the bottom of the UFO.
So here's the Travis Walton part.
The blue beam.
Yep.
He said it was like a compress that kept him from being able to move, and when he tried to scream, it sounded like he was in a vacuum, like no real sound came out. Ed then said his whole body got the feeling like when your foot falls asleep, except for his head.
Oh,
That's the worst. I hate that.
Yeah, you imagine that on your whole body?
No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And he said he felt a lot of pressure in his head that felt like his brain was being squeezed. And he also said that the right side of his forehead felt like a knife was sticking into his eye socket.
So this wasn't a pleasant experience at all.
No, not at all. Ed said he started to be lifted off the ground, and he said he got about 2 feet in the air when he was able to finally fully scream. Just as he started screaming, he heard a voice telepathically tell him, "We will not harm you." So that's kind of like Betty and Barney Hill. They were hearing it in their head.
Right, exactly.
Travis Walton didn't have any of that, did he? I don't remember.
No.
I don't believe so.
But we also, I think, all agreed that we kind of believed Travis Walton's story, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
thought
I have
we
no
all-
reason.
No
I
reason
was-
not to.
That was our thing. We had no real evidence to debunk him, where as opposed to Betty and Barney Hill, I think we had more.
You did.
I did
You
for
did.
sure. I thought you did as well. I don't believe that story, but I believe Travis.
That was
Walton.
so long ago in my podcasting career. I don't even recall. Did I not believe the Hills?
We'd have to go back and check the tape.
I think
I don't
believed
remember. I don't remember.
We'll leave it at that before I say something negative about Betty Hill. I'm trying to get better at that.
After Ed started to continue to scream, the voice started telling him to calm down. And he said he was hit with the smell that he described as being a mix of ammonia and cinnamon that burnt the back of his throat. And it's interesting because that pops up in a lot of abduction things.
Ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia and cinnamon.
Really?
Like burnt cinnamon, yeah.
I don't know what ammonia smells like.
Like cat piss, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Back in high school, I used to, keep my car out in the driveway, and I one night accidentally left the windows down, and a cat in the middle of the summer peed on my passenger seat, and it was extremely hot that summer. Every time the car would get warm, that smell, you could not get it out of that car.
That is horrific.
That Chevy Cavalier, my first ride, that cat pee smelled stayed there, I think, till the day I got rid of that car every time it got hot enough.
Think of that wrestling thing that we went to last month in the church.
Oh,
That
was
smell.
terrible.
That smell mixed with cinnamon.
At the AIW show.
Oh, I remember.
Smelled like
I
cat
remember.
piss in that whole place.
Yeah. In the lobby part. You didn't smell it in the gymnasium. It was only like in the lobby and in the hallways. It was terrible smell. Yeah.
I like the smell of bleach. I guess I'm having a hard time placing ammonia.
If you're telling me it's like that,
It's not like bleach though. It's the opposite.
No, but
of
I
bleach, right?
like bleach.
I love the smell
Yeah.
of bleach.
Yeah, I like the smell of bleach too. Yeah.
Well, this was not pleasant, apparently. Burning the back of your throat. That would be terrible.
Why cinnamon?
Just what people say.
Ask the aliens, man. When you get abducted next time.
All
Like, hey, guys, I got a question for you. Why cinnamon?
The voice continued to tell Ed to calm down, and he replied with,
Screw you!
and at this time, Ed said a strong hum started to fill his head, and then he started to get visions of dogs that he said was like pages of a book, like just tons of like just pictures of dogs in his head, like visions of them.
Wait, did he respond telepathically with "screw you"?
No, he screamed that out
Okay.
loud in his
Well,
neighborhood.
did I just say it telepathically, Dave, or did I say it?
It's clarifying. So they're speaking to him telepathically.
We try to be authentic here.
All right.
If I wanted to be that, I would have just telepathically told all the listeners. We should just do a whole podcast telepathically one day.
That would be great.
Dave can do a remote viewing telepathically through the podcast. We'll just use all of our powers. And we can hypnotize people to get them, I don't know, in the right state of mind to be telepathicized.
That'd be a double bonus episode.
Yeah.
People would love it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then afterwards, we're all trepaculate.
So presumably the dogs would be to get Ed to calm down.
So this almost is like the Grinning Man, where it's like the aliens understood that like smiling is supposed to be a positive gesture. So like the
Yeah.
Grinning Man was smiling. They must know that, oh, they like dogs or puppies. So
Right.
let's show them these calming, pleasant images
That seems to be the idea.
in a real weird way. Where you're
Yeah.
just like, it's like someone's flipping a book and you're just looking at it.
So when Ed wouldn't calm down, the UFO turned off the blue beam and just took off. Ed went back inside with his Polaroids, and as soon as he walked in, his wife Frances asked him what the terrible smell was, so she could smell that cinnamon smell on him. So this is where Ed makes his first mistake. He had a connection at the local newspaper with an editor named Dwayne Cook. Instead of telling Dwayne the truth, that Ed himself had taken the photos, he told Dwayne he was given the photos by a man that went by the name Mr. X.
Mr. X.
So supposedly Ed had taken these pictures to one of his son's high school friends named Tommy Smith to be Mr. X, and that'll make more sense.
He
in the
wanted Tommy
debunking.
Smith to be Mr. X
Yeah,
to go then take those photos to the newspaper.
To be the front man.
right.
All right.
But
which is kind of odd.
yeah, but
Especially since he seemed to know the guy at the newspaper. Why does he need the middleman?
Ed just should have been honest about it from the get-go and skipped this whole stupid Mr. X thing.
Because anytime you have a situation like this and you introduce kind of fraud like this, it just your
Doesn't help
story's
your
never
case.
going to be believable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're
It's already hard to believe as it is.
Right.
Your best bet is to be as transparent and open from the beginning.
right. And Mr. X is so fucking stupid sounding. My friend Mr. X gave these pictures to me. Like, what?
Mr. X.
So no UFOs showed up for about a week or so. And Ed spent that week being pretty pissed off about what had happened. And in his book, he wrote,
It had tried to take me against my will. Had someone said, "Hey, Ed, you want to go for a ride?" I might have agreed to go, but forced to obey, lift me off the road, freeze my body solid, treat me like an ant or a dog. No way. Not in this country. It's un-American.
Country Mike with a great read. Thank you.
Yeah, we bribed him with some beer tonight so he'd show up.
we should say too that Ed is a well-spoken person. Country Mike just makes this funner.
Yeah.
Well, he does some of our readings for us. That's all.
Yeah.
We're not saying he is Ed. He's just doing the readings for us. People hear enough of our voices.
Right. So after this week or so without any sightings, on November 20th at 4:30 p.m., Ed came home and greeted his family like he usually did. He started to notice a slight ringing in his right ear that got louder and louder until it turned into like the full-blown hum, like when he first saw the UFO. Frances came into the kitchen to find Ed struggling to get up. She started helping him up, and as she was helping him up, he heard a blast of air like when a semi-truck releases its brakes. Immediately after hearing the burst of air, Ed started to hear the voice again. He said it was the same voice as before, but this time it was speaking a different language that Ed said might be African. I don't know.
Is Ed familiar with African languages?
I don't know how he came to that conclusion, but that's what he said. Ed. He said the voice would pause like he was only hearing half of a conversation. Ed picked up his Polaroid camera and walked out the front door and screamed at the sky.
I hear you, you bastard.
So is that having a mental break from a reality at this point?
It's 4:30 in the afternoon. It's still daylight out at this point.
So no one else at this point has seen this, only him.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
His wife has not seen anything.
Not at this
other
point.
than him struggling to get up.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And I mean,
what do you think the blast of air is?
I don't know.
The ship breaking as it lowers from the sky.
But he said he hears
Yeah, but it's in his head, though, telepathically, right?
Yeah.
Well, but no one else hears the humming either. I mean, I don't think it's anything, if we're going to be honest. I think it's him.
Ed, I'm in Africa.
I hear you, you bastard.
Ed, I'm on safari in Zimbabwe.
So Ed said that he saw the UFO fall from the sky at high speed. So he said it looked like it just started as like a little dot and then just like came right down in front of him. And the voice, now speaking in English, said,
"Be calm, step forward."
And when Ed raised his hand to take another picture, the voice said,
"Don't do that."
The voice then told Ed that they just wanted to run a few tests on him, to which Ed screamed back,
If I want to be examined, I'll let you know.
Hey, so maybe Barney Hill didn't know this was voluntary. Maybe he should have said that. He just went with it.
I think Barney Hill was looking to get off a little bit because Betty sure wasn't giving it to him.
I don't believe you have any information that corroborates your theory on that.
Well, all I know is he was a sharp-dressed man, and the ladies loved him, and Betty was a little crazy and a drug addict, so...
"You're lucky she's not alive to see your ass." For defamation.
That's
Look,
serious defamation.
Philip Klass and I have talked about this extensively. I happen to know she was a drug addict. That guy's got dirt on everybody.
Yeah, Philip Klass.
You once stole a candy bar. You are lying about UFOs.
He's a... We'll get into
The hero
Philip
of our
Klass
story
later.
will be here eventually. We'll get to him.
Yeah. So Ed took another picture, and the UFO moved quickly to his right, and I guess would be to avoid taking the picture, or having its picture taken. The voice again told Ed to step forward, and then Ed asked,
What gives you the right?
and the voice answered,
"We have the right."
When Ed refused to step forward, the aliens started showing Ed visions again, like with the dogs, but this time they showed him visions of naked women.
Alienhub.com. Green women.
Ed said they were like every type of woman you could think of. They were just like flashing in his
Captain
head.
Kirk with
It was like
the green woman. Nice.
It was like Tinder going through, swiping left or right or whatever those kids do these days.
So when the visions of the naked women were not working, the voice said,
"We will come for you."
and as the UFO took off, Ed was able to take one more picture.
Are all these pictures he has like available? Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll have to post a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think he took a little over 30 altogether.
All right. At least he was always smart enough to grab his camera for whatever he was thinking about doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get into the nonsense.
Ian's got thoughts.
So at this time, the story had become the talk of the town because now they were published in the Gulf Breeze Sentinel.
Is it still under Mr. X?
Well, we'll get into the copyright stuff in a little bit here.
All right.
So everybody in town had an opinion. There was tons of people that said it was a hoax. Other people were saying they were seeing the UFOs too. And then there was flyers going around town that it was the devil and demons were being sent to Earth.
It is Florida.
Which I don't know what they're complaining about seeing the devil. They're already in hell.
I can't wait for our Florida live shows.
There will not be any. Hell no.
You
We're
gotta drive
not-
to Georgia, assholes. We're not
Yeah.
doing the show
Nope.
in Florida.
We'll do southern Georgia and then take the panhandle. What's next? Alabama? Yeah, come to Alabama. Not coming to Florida.
So, and then we go to December 2nd. Ed was woken up in the middle of the night by what he assumed was his pool pump outside still running. He decided to just take care of it in the morning and try to go back to sleep. And then he said he heard the sound of a baby crying.
He didn't have a baby.
No, he did not have a baby.
No, they were 11 and 17, I think we said.
Yeah, 10 and 17. Yep.
Okay.
Then he started hearing the voices again. And he said that, again, it was like he was coming in on the middle of a conversation. So Ed rolled out of his bed onto the floor and reached over to his nightstand and grabbed his .32 caliber pistol. When his wife Frances woke up, Ed pulled her onto the floor with him. As they were both on the floor, Ed heard the burst of air again, and then the humming started. Ed started to crawl on his hands and knees towards the front door with his gun and Frances following behind him.
It's a wild scene at the Ed house. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
Ed opened the front door and crawled out onto the front porch, and a soft glowing blue light started to, like it was scanning the ground. Ed heard the voice again telling him to step forward. He went back in that house, and then he hurried up and went back in the house. But instead of just staying inside, Ed grabbed his camera and went back outside. So he's back out there with his Polaroid and gun in his
One
hand.
in each hand.
When he got back outside, he started running and ducking behind things like, I don't know, like fucking like secret agent shit with a gun in one hand and a camera in the other, trying to stay out of sight from the UFO. Ed snuck another picture as the bottom of the UFO turned from a bluish white to like full-blown orange and then took off.
Good for him, stealth mode.
You imagine this?
No, I'm picturing this scene. Like, this is a movie. He's just running out with his camera and his gun in his pajamas, ducking behind bushes.
You know he's probably sleeping in his like underwear or something. Right. He's running around with a gun and a camera.
100%.
And like in his mind, and like the scene in the movie would be like what he's envisioning, which is like this blue light and this big thing hovering, and then it goes to like reality, and it's just a quiet street, and this guy's running in his bush, looking up at the sky, yelling, and there's nothing there.
Do you picture him as Randy Quaid?
Absolutely, of course. Independence Day. That is.
Or maybe Bruce Dern from The Burbs.
Yeah, awesome too.
So that same night, just a few hours later, Ed's dog barked just once, but it was enough to wake up Ed. He grabbed his gun and his camera
How do you
again.
even sleep after that?
You don't if it's real.
So he grabbed his gun and his camera and went out a door in his bedroom that led to a screened-in porch that overlooked his pool. So Ed pulled the blinds open on the back porch, and staring back at him was what he said was like your classic gray alien.
So he was just standing there waiting for him to open the blinds.
Yeah, just staring in the window.
Okay.
He said the alien was about 4 feet tall. He was wearing a black suit with a helmet that had a clear front so he could see its face, and it was holding a glowing silver rod. He said the suit was like more like an armor, like it was boxy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was the rod like a lightsaber, maybe?
That's what it sounds like to me. Ed screamed and fell backwards and pointed his gun at the alien, but the alien didn't react to it at all, just stared at him. His wife, Frances, said that she saw the alien too when Ed screamed, and as she woke up and saw it, the alien just turned to the left and walked away. So Ed, being Ed, was pissed off and decided he was going to go out and chase after the alien, but this time he forgot his camera. And he said when he got close to the alien, a blue beam shot out of the UFO and froze his right leg.
Just his right leg.
Yeah, just his right leg.
All right. It's a very targeted beam.
Yeah. The beam started to lift Ed up again, but Ed grabbed onto the side of the house.
Get the fuck out of here.
Frances ran out to help Ed and pulled on his arms until the UFO let him go. Failing to abduct Ed, the UFO shot over to a field that Ed had sight of from his back porch. He and Frances watched the alien walk toward the UFO, and it was beamed up by the blue light. And Ed took a picture, and this is where the famous picture of the UFO with the blue beam coming out of it came from. So there's a lot going on in that.
Oh boy. You
And
talk about
that's
80s sitcoms, like I picture Al Bundy being pulled up by the holding on. Peg, they're trying to abduct me. Peg. Save me.
That's exactly what this would be.
Just through the halfway point here, I'm not sure I'm buying this. It seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure about it. I'm pretty sure I'm not buying this.
So 3 days later, the UFO showed back up in the middle of the night with the same deal as before, the voice telling him to calm down, the humming, all that. But this time, the voice started to call Ed by a name,
Zehas. Zehas.
and then they told him he was in danger.
You are in danger, Zehas.
So to this, Ed pointed his gun at the sky toward the UFO and screamed,
"Come and get me!"
The UFO produced a big flash of light and disappeared into the
He
night.
scared him away.
Yeah,
Country Mike got rid of that motherfucker.
good job, guys.
On December 17th, Ed was woken up in the middle of the night by a white flash of light that he said was like it was inside of his head, like behind his eyes.
Sounds like a migraine. I don't know.
That's what I was just thinking.
I've never had a migraine, but
I've not either.
I haven't either, but from what I've heard, the descriptions I've heard.
Yeah. If anyone out there's had migraines, let us know if you've seen aliens.
when Ed opened his eyes, he saw 3 dark figures standing next to his bed. He sat up and tried to speak, but no words came out. The figures quickly turned and started to leave the room, and Ed tried to reach out and grab one of them, but he was hit with that same hum sound and just like slumped over and just fell over the side of the bed.
So they're escalating at this point. Now they're in his house.
Well, they warned him that they will get him.
Yeah, I mean, they keep telling him, come forward, we're here for you.
Can I ask, what's so special about Ed? I mean, there's a lot of people in Gulf Breeze, a lot of people throughout the rest of the world.
Well,
he doesn't seem to be, inclined to be taken by these people, but they keep coming back night after night.
Well, we'll
Why
get
not
into
grab
it.
someone else?
Later on, we'll see that this is something that's been happening to Ed throughout his life.
I see.
Yeah.
You mean being a crazy weirdo?
So
It sounds like you're leaning towards not believing in Ed also.
I'm leaning. I'm 50-50. Or right on the line, but leaning.
still 50-50.
No,
on
I'm
Ed.
not. I'm 100%.
I was talking to Ian, actually.
Oh. All right, I thought you were looking at me.
I know you don't believe this shit.
I do not.
So once he was slumped over the bed, he managed to get up and go outside with his camera, and hovering before him was the UFO. He was able to take a picture, and as he did, the UFO shot steam out of the bottom of it that was followed by a strange liquid.
Alien jizz alert.
That was Barney Hill's jizz they had been saving.
So we didn't have anything to do with this. We were waiting to get rid of it.
We thought we'd
For
trapaculated onto you,
years.
Ed.
So Ed ran inside and grabbed an empty plastic butter container and scooped up some of the liquid to be tested later on. But
We laugh at that, but if this was really happening, you'd run in the house and grab whatever you could find.
Sure it was.
Empty butter
I guess
goes
yeah.
out there and scoops it up.
Yeah.
Intergalactic semen container.
If he was smart and had good taste, he would have bought it's not. I can't believe it's not butter because that's better, but who am I to judge?
But as far as anybody knows, this liquid was never tested. No one knows what happened to it.
It's in Ed's freezer still, maybe.
Well, no one wanted to find Barney's DNA.
So as the pictures were kept being published in the
So I'm sorry, real quick. So then that alleged scooping up of this liquid, no one even knows if that actually even existed. Then it was just never found again.
just
Just to be clear,
just a side note of what happened to him,
according to him.
according to Ed. Yeah.
Hashtag jizz mopper.
Here we go. New shirt idea.
So the pictures kept popping up in the local newspaper, and more people were claiming to see UFOs in the area. And I mean, there was a Navy base right there and an Air Force base in the area, so a lot of it could easily be attributed to that. And then people just wanting to be in on it,
So you think it's probably part military sightings, part copycat?
People just wanting to be in. And
I think that's what a lot of these things
I
are.
absolutely agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, if Ed saw an alien, I'm going to see an alien.
Wasn't that, and like, no joke, that was the Betty Hill thing. Her sister had allegedly saw one, and so Betty became obsessed with wanting to see one too, right?
That
Wasn't
was
the
part
story?
of it, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
she
that's
was jealous, envious a little bit of her sister for
And
that.
she'd always talked about wanting to see an alien.
yeah,
Right. So, yeah, I really do think that's part of it.
That's if you don't believe Betty.
Right.
Well,
That's true.
We've established that at this
No,
point.
but I thought it was true that she was envious, or that's
No,
not
I mean,
proven.
yeah, she wanted to. She
had
always
s-
said she
okay.
wanted to see a UFO.
Okay.
So the story's growing, and people in town are getting real hyped up on it. And eventually, the story started going outside of Florida, and that's when it got the attention of MUFON, and they headed down to Florida to investigate.
MUFON alert.
We'll be right back.
We like to drink beer, a lot of it. After a long night of drinking and talking crime and conspiracies, there's nothing that wakes us up and gets us ready to start the day better than Just Brew coffee. With a great selection of roast levels to choose from, you're guaranteed to find one that suits your style. Small batch roasted to highlight the unique features of each coffee bean, Just Brew coffee caters to both casual and hardcore coffee drinkers alike. Since 2010, Just Brew Coffee has worked tirelessly to perfect the roasting process and technique, which has resulted in seriously delicious, always flavorful, and never bitter tasting coffee. If you're already drinking JBC, raise your mug. If you're not, raise your standards. Check them out in social media, and remember, they roast, you just brew.
Check out their new online store at youjustbrew.com and up your coffee game today. Use code NECRO15 to receive 15% off your order of 2 pounds or more.
So word had started to spread around town that Mr. X was most likely Ed, and because Ed was the only person in town that didn't want to talk about the UFOs. Like, everybody was flipping out, and Ed was like not wanting to. Like, people would bring it up, and Ed would not want to talk about it. So 3 guys from MUFON, Don, Bob, and Gary, showed up unannounced to Gulf Breeze and started. They got word that where Mr. X might live in Ed's neighborhood.
They get the general vicinity.
Yeah. So Don, Bob, and Gary rolled in unannounced and started standing in people's front yards taking pictures up at the sky, trying to figure out the angle, like what angle these UFOs were the pictures were taken at.
Smart. All right.
How long would that process take?
A long time.
Just going in everybody's front yard, taking every different angle you could of the sky.
Well, keep in mind, too, I mean, they have no authority in life to just go on someone's property and start taking pictures. Right. So, I mean...
Yeah, they're not a regulatory body or a police agency. They're MUFON. So I have a question about MUFON. These guys that they send to investigate, like, what qualifications do they have? Do they have
pay
experience?
$300 and they get a hat and a badge and a mug.
But it really, is that it? Do they have experience in forensic photography or things like that? Photographic analysis?
Or is it just that they read a lot about sightings?
Yeah.
Like, what gives them the ability to determine whether a UFO sighting, pictures, paraphernalia is legitimate?
I mean, you just real into UFOs and...
That's it, huh?
I mean, but does anybody give them the credibility to dictate that?
Well, I don't know. Are they scientists or are they not scientists?
Well, I mean, they have people... They do have, Stanton Friedman.
Is there a
nuclear
MUFON?
physicist?
He's a scientist.
Yeah, he was
Is
big
there a
into
MUFON,
MUFON.
like headquarters? Or like NICAP, do they have anything? Or
I don't know.
No.
I'm sure MUFON has something.
I'm just curious, the people they send out, like, what qualifications they have.
At this time, I don't know. I think that these guys were just
Some dudes.
the local MUFON guys,
All right.
and then caught word of it.
Okay.
MUFON headquarters, the Mutual UFO Network, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Goddamn.
Figures. Road trip.
Yeah, seriously.
On our way to the Mothman Museum.
Yeah.
Anyways.
They finally figured out where the pictures were coming from and figured out what house was Ed's. So they went up and introduced themselves and said, "We can help you out with your UFO thing. We want to investigate." And Ed was on board to have them start looking into it with him.
You don't say.
So on January 12th, Don called Ed and told him about another witness that he found out who called himself Believer Bill had taken some pictures of the UFO that looked similar to Ed's.
And I believe him because of the alliteration in the name makes him legit.
Believer Bill?
Yeah.
But Believer Bill was most likely Ed.
Oh, well, I'm Disbeliever Dave, so hopefully you believe me as well.
Debunkers looked up the copyright ownership of Ed's UFO photos, and he also owned the rights to the name Believer Bill.
Of course he did.
But was that back in the day, or was that something that maybe he bought afterwards while writing his book?
No, it was back in the
Believer
day.
Bill.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I'm leaning towards Disbeliever Dave.
So 15 minutes after Don called about the Believer...
What about incredulous Ian? Is that guy part of this story?
We'll find out at the end. I don't know where he stands.
So 15 minutes after Don called about the whole Believer Bill thing, Ed got in his truck to go back to his office to get some paperwork that he had forgot. As Ed was driving, he said all of a sudden he saw a bright white light that came through his windows, and he got the same falling asleep feeling in his arms. From behind, Ed saw the UFO fly up to his truck and then hover above it, and it kept the same pace as his truck. Ed stopped the truck, and the UFO stopped about 200 yards in front of his truck and just hovered silently. Ed grabbed a shotgun that he had been keeping behind his seat and his Polaroid camera, rolled out of the truck, took a quick picture, and then rolled underneath the truck.
So this seems similar to the Indrid Cole
Hovering.
highway
From
incident.
Mothman Part 1, right? It was
Yeah.
Part 1, because that's when we did Indrid Cole.
Yeah, that was before Mothman even was sighted.
Yeah.
I just like Ed being an action hero here with a shotgun in his Polaroid camera,
And
rolling
then
under
rolls under the truck. I like that it said rolled. Like, he didn't just climb under. He fell to the ground and then did like just a barrel roll under the truck. That's how I see it.
And keep in mind, if this is all true, his arms are completely asleep at this point. So
they're flailing
and he's got a shotgun in one
And I
hand.
also like to think that when he got out of the truck to take the picture, he was like in the middle of the street. So he laid then on the ground and rolled 20 feet to get under his truck. In my mind, that's how I'm directing this movie.
So the blue beam came down again from the UFO, and aliens started to come down with it, and they started moving towards Ed's truck. And he said they looked the same as before, the classic gray, and they were holding the silver rods. But interesting, he said that they all moved like in a lockstep, like forward, and he compared them to Nazis.
Interesting.
Who else compared them to Nazis? Betty and Barney Hill.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, but that's what Barney said in Hypnosis. That their suits and the way they moved reminded him of Nazis.
This is like a composite story of all the alien abduction stories.
So Ed was underneath of his truck with the shotgun and the camera, just screaming obscenities.
Country Mike, can you illustrate this?
God damn motherfuckers, leave me alone, you pieces of shit. I didn't ask for this. I have rights. I'm a goddamn American. Maybe something like that.
Probably not far off
Sounds
from what he
about right.
really
Yeah.
said.
Probably.
So Ed jumped back in the car, or in his truck, and took off in reverse.
So he got away?
Yeah.
Okay.
The next morning, 2 standard men in black showed up at Ed's door. He said that they flashed badges real quick at him and said that...
Blockbuster video card memberships.
He said that they had knowledge of the UFOs, the pictures of the UFO that Ed had taken, and that they fell under government property. Ed told them that he had given all the pictures to the newspaper, and they said if he was lying about it, they would be back.
I would like to try this. We should try this Men in Black thing one time.
Like, we are the men in black?
Yes.
All right.
Just go up to someone's house and start talking about the UFO sighting they had.
Well, that's what this is. I mean, this was 99%. If this is true, this was either someone that was real into UFOs on their own and caught word of it, trying to get the scoop, or an aggressive group like NICAP is known for.
So you're saying it could not have been the men in black?
No.
Okay.
It was probably some random person or someone from this group going up and trying to scare them into giving them the information, because that happens a lot.
Sure.
So with this story about this whole aliens being beamed down to the ground and potential men in black showing up at Ed's door, MUFON decided to set up and do a surveillance of Ed's house. their surveillance was Don, Bob, and Gary taking shifts, sleeping in a van with walkie-talkies and a locked camera. And they stayed in an apartment building parking lot that had view of Ed's house, so it didn't look like they were actually staking it out.
And that was
fool
to
the
trick
aliens.
the aliens.
It's good planning.
The aliens that can telepathically speak to you,
Right.
they're going to be fooled by something like this.
They won't see us.
So the camera that the locked camera, it was a Polaroid camera, but it was like the lens inside was glued, and it was like you couldn't tamper with it.
You couldn't open the shutter twice for a double exposure. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the plan was when Ed heard the hum, he would let them know on the walkie-talkie, and then they would be able to take pictures of the UFO. On January 21st, Bob was sitting in the van with the camera pointing towards the back of Ed's house. Ed was walking over to the van, and as he was walking, he heard the hum. And so he hears this hum, so it's not like... But it's not.
And now I'm thinking of Howard Stern Private Parts.
Right.
Most people are not going to get that joke, but the ones who are getting it are going to love it.
Sit on your subwoofer, fans.
Have you seen that movie? So this girl calls into his show and talks about how much his voice turns her on or something like that, and she wants to or she's getting off to him. So he tells her she's listening on a big stereo in her house, and he tells her to turn like the treble all the way down and the bass all the way up and lay her subwoofer down and straddle it naked. And so she's right over like the subwoofer, and he just goes and she just has an orgasm on air.
Completely plausible.
It's that movie's so good. Private Parts is so good.
Howard's new book just came out.
I know.
Howard Stern Comes Again.
Get it? Comes again. Any hoodles.
So keep in mind with this hum thing is that it's not just like he's walking around and hears this hum. It's like agonizing. So he hears this hum and he's like, looks like he's in pain, like falling to the ground and shit. So he's walking to this van that's parked in an apartment complex where there are tons of people that can see him, to this van, and he hears the hum and drops to the ground like in agony as Don is sitting in the van. Or Bob, I'm sorry. So Ed yelled to Bob and told him to get the camera out. Bob pointed the camera in the wrong direction.
Damn it, Bob. The fuck are you doing? Put down that freaking gas station burrito and focus on the task at hand.
Bob got focused on a plane that was in the north, and he told Ed, he's like, that's not a UFO, that's a plane. And then Ed yelled,
look to the south.
Just as Bob turned around to the south, the UFO took off.
So Bob never saw the quote UFO.
No.
Oh, how convenient.
I don't think that MUFON was... I don't think Don, Bob, or Gary were in on this or anything. I think that Ed was putting on a show for these guys.
Absolutely.
I think 100%. Yeah.
3 days later, on January 24th, Ed started to hear the hum again as he was pulling into his driveway from work.
Like, are we sure the hum's not just tinnitus? Or,
Not just what?
Tinnitus. Where your ears ring all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that was a...
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. But it to the point where it's like painful and making you like...
Yeah.
Huh, that'd be terrible.
Right?
I don't know.
I hate when my ears ring after concerts. And like you're laying in bed at night and you just hear that ringing. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Let alone that. I mean, that would be miserable.
Like from all those Britney Spears concerts where she doesn't sing and they
I
just play the
wish.
overdubbed.
First of all, I'm going to pretend like you didn't say half of that. Second, I have not been fortunate enough to see Britney live. I had tickets one time.
Well, because Britney Live doesn't exist because it's a backing
That's
track
not
when
true.
she doesn't
There is
sing.
no
because
evidence
She
of
has
that.
no vocal talent.
There's no
and she doesn't
evidence
sing
of
at
that.
all.
It's fake news, man. That's fake news. There's no evidence of that. She's one of the greatest musicians of all time, singers of all time. She's not really a musician, so that's not fair.
Are you stating here now that Britney Spears is one of the greatest vocalists of all time?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
It's hard stances being taken today on
Well,
Britney
this whole
Spears and Corey Feldman.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want any credibility at all left for
I'm
this
the only one on this
podcast,
show who has
or-
not been called out for being wrong. I dare someone to call me out on Britney Spears. It's Britney, bitch.
I'm indifferent.
You're a big fan, I know.
Britney Spears can't sing and lip syncs every line.
There's no evidence of that.
Yeah, it's a preponderance of evidence for that.
Evidence of that.
All right, let's go on.
So back to humming.
January 24th, Ed started to hear the hum as he pulled into the driveway coming home from work. Ed ran into the house to call Gary in the van from the walkie-talkie, but in the book, it's unknown why Gary wasn't answering the walkie-talkie.
Really?
So,
The batteries were probably dead in the walkie-talkie.
yeah, Gary must have forgot to replace the batteries or something.
I think Gary was too busy on alienhub.com having himself a good night.
So Ed was desperate for someone else to see this UFO other than himself. So Ed hopped in his truck and went and picked up the editor of the newspaper, Dwayne Cook. They started driving back to Ed's house when the hum in Ed's head started to get louder. Then the voice came in again and started to say,
"In sleep, you know."
and so it was saying that over and over again.
In sleep, you know. In sleep, you know. In sleep, you know.
So Ed's still driving while freaking out. He asked Dwayne,
"Is my face moving?"
and when Dwayne said no, Ed asked,
"Is my eye moving?"
And again, Dwayne said no. And then Ed asked,
"Are we driving too fast?"
And Ed said he started to feel a pulling sensation through his head and his neck. And while they were driving down the highway super fast, Ed started yelling,
"I don't like this."
So, do we have a psychotic break situation here? Sounds like it.
Yeah, sounds like that, or he's stroking out. This feeling all weird in his face.
So Ed eventually pulled off to the side of the road and just fell out of the truck onto the ground with his...
Why would he fall out of the truck?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's like always in agony with this.
Drama queen fell out of the truck.
He's so extra.
He's not, yeah, I mean, it's not like he's just hearing the hum and whatever. I mean, he's like putting on a show here.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So, yeah, he falls out of the truck onto the ground with his camera in hand.
Oh, with the camera. Okay.
He's like, as he's falling and like agonizing in pain, he's like taking selfies of himself with the camera.
Dwayne got out of the truck and went over to see if Ed was all right and was standing over top of him when Ed said,
"Oh, fuck, there it is."
Ed took a quick picture and Dwayne turned up to look at the UFO, but it had disappeared.
Oh, it did, really.
Damn it, Dwayne.
Too quick, it disappeared.
Even though Dwayne didn't actually see the UFO, he said that he pulled the film off the Polaroid picture and there it was.
So, Dwayne is the editor of the newspaper, right? So he has an incentive to, think this is real so he can run
he
these
can profit off
stories
this,
to
yeah.
sell papers and print pictures, right?
Yeah, I mean,
There's motive here.
He's been publishing all this stuff.
Yeah, all right.
We're not saying, but we're just saying.
I'm just supposing.
2 days after the sighting with Dwayne, Ed was taking a shower when Francis came in and told him that the UFO was outside. Ed ran out, grabbed a towel, and ran outside naked with just a towel around him and started yelling up at the UFO. And the voice started speaking to him and said,
"Zehas, we are here for you."
And when Ed wasn't calming down, the voice started saying,
"In sleep, you know."
over and over again like before. And instead of using the blue beam on Ed, this time the UFO just took off. So supposedly there is a picture of Ed wearing just the towel screaming up at the sky.
Really?
Yeah, but I couldn't find it, but supposedly it exists somewhere. So
And now I have to start checking.
I'm gonna keep hunting for it, but I could not find it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So 12 days later is when Ed's whole family finally sees the UFO.
All right, so everyone's in on this now.
Yeah.
All right.
Ed's daughter came to tell him that Francis was outside in the back by the pool and the UFO had come back. Ed ran out with his camera, and when he got outside, the UFO shot a blue beam down right as Ed took the picture. Ed pulled Francis and his daughter inside and locked the door and pulled them both down onto the floor. they started crawling over to Ed's son's room, who was studying for school with his headphones on, and they pulled him down to the floor with them.
He's just sitting there like studying. All of a sudden, he just jacked to the floor. Has no idea what's going on.
So they all crawled to the garage to their, because they had a van too, along with Ed's truck. So they crawled to the garage to get to the van if they needed to get out of there. But when they got to the van, the hum started again. The voice told Ed,
"Do not deny us. We are here. Remember."
As they got into the van, the humming stopped. The humming stopped, and the family went back inside, and they didn't get any sleep that night.
Oh, no shit. So, do these guys hold the Guinness Book of World Records for most alien encounters? These guys are like here every other day showing up.
For 6 months.
I mean, come on.
This sighting takes a turn, in my opinion. This one doesn't make any sense. But on May 1st, Ed had his final incident with the UFO. That night, Ed took the locked camera that he had gotten from MUFON and just went by himself to a local park in the middle of the night. And then when he got there, he started to hear the hum. Knowing that the hum meant the UFO was coming, Ed started to yell,
"I want this to be over!"
Ed turned to the left and saw the UFO and took 2 quick pictures. The UFO moved directly over top Ed, and he said his vision went completely white. He said the next thing he knew, he was laying on the ground about 20 feet from where he was standing.
That's
and
like
Travis Walton.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was missing over a little over an hour of time. When Ed said he woke up, his right hand smelled like ammonia and cinnamon, like from before. And when he got home, he looked in the mirror and said he had 3 bruises that had little red dots in the middle, one between his eyes and one on each temple. There's pictures of that too. There's these 3 bruises.
Really?
Oh, is there? I didn't see that. Huh.
We'll come to find out that this isn't the first time that Ed has had an experience with missing time. His first incident happened when he was 17 years old. He said he was riding his bike home when he noticed a big black dog was following him, and Ed said it
Black
was...
Shuck?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
No, I didn't. Yeah, that's from our Art Bell episode in the archives, one of our least listened to episodes. Go check out Art Bell. Dude's a bad motherfucker.
He said this dog was behaving in ways that Ed said was too deliberate for a dog. So I don't really know what that means.
Like speaking in English?
I don't know.
He didn't say that, Dave. Let's not get ridiculous with this
I was
story.
just supposing, man.
Just a man running around his bushes in his underwear, screaming at the sky with a gun and a Polaroid.
So this dog sat outside Ed's house for a while and was just staring at his house. And after it finally left that night, Ed had an experience with dark figures around his bed. As he was falling asleep, he felt something push down on his mattress. And when he opened his eyes, he saw the dark figures walking around his room. Then he said a bright white light came through the window. And he said he heard a sound that sounded like a sprinkler hitting the window.
Sorry.
So that'd be one of those. What if it was just the back and forth like sprinklers?
Oh, right.
I mean,
I was thinking rich people sprinklers,
yeah,
not
that's true.
middle class.
Well, is he rich? It sounds. I mean, they got a pool and a nice balcony that overlooks the pool, according to the story. I don't know the Gulf Breeze area if that's a nice community or not.
I don't know. He was a contractor, so he probably built it all himself.
It's true.
It's up by Pensacola, right?
I don't know.
It's like on the Panhandle, right? Yeah.
I think it's up near Pensacola.
Okay.
So Ed screamed, which woke up his brother. And when he turned on the light, Ed was visibly wet when there was wet footprints on the floor. But Ed had no memory of going outside.
Interesting.
So that's his first experience with missing time. Jump back to May 1988. Being freaked out by the missing time in the park and then remembering this incident when he was 17 with the dog, Ed went to a hypnotherapist to see if there was anything more to it.
We'll get to that. We'll go through. I like how you look at me for that.
He looks at me anytime we talk about religion. You get the hypnotherapist.
See? You call out your BS, I call out mine.
The hypnotherapist gave Ed self-inducing methods to get into a trance to prepare for his sessions.
All right, Mike, hypnotic self-induction, yes or
See,
no?
I'm more prone to believing this, like self-inducing yourself to relax and kind of trance yourself to remember things. I more believe that,
that's
than
hypnosis.
someone else controlling your mind.
That's hypnosis.
No
It's
one
not
ance can
mind-
control your
it's
mind.
not mind
Putting you in a
control. Mind
trance is
control.
controlling your mind. No one else can make you go into a state like that. You have to do it yourself. My beliefs. I think you can do that to yourself. You just like people who meditate, I think, kind of do that. I don't think no one's doing that for them.
It's the same thing. It's all the same thing.
But then then wouldn't all hypnosis be self-hypnosis then? I don't think anyone else is going to make you be in that trance. You could probably do it yourself by relaxing and putting your mind in that
So
state.
you believe in self-hypnosis, but not
I believe that
hypnosis induced by a practitioner.
I 100%
We
do
have
not,
a breakthrough, I believe, on
I
this episode.
100% do not believe someone else can put your mind in a trance. That's mind control. And it doesn't exist. No one else can control your mind like that. I think you probably could. So I'm more likely to believe this self-hypnosis technique.
All right, well, let's see what Ed does here. So Ed brought his...
That is, again, I'm not claiming that in this story it's real because nothing in this story has really been that real to me.
So Ed brought his whole family into the room with him to make sure that everything went all right with this self-induced hypnosis. So it sounded like he just wanted somebody to be there to wake him up or whatever. But he brought in his kids too. So he's got his 10-year-old daughter in there and his 17-year-old son with him. Once in the trance, he started talking about the dog and then immediately went into yelling about the aliens being in his room and putting a
Cup over my penis,
and that he was...
ejaculating against my will.
But he was yelling this out loud in front of his
Here's
kids.
the Barney tie-in, right?
Yeah.
Should I have been yelling that?
I mean, you don't have to yell it for real. It's all right.
You can't make me come. You can't make me come. Stop it.
Yeah, that's just like the Barney Hill, right?
Don't make me come. Stop.
Made to get off, ejaculate, and that.
Barney, if I remember correctly, Barney remembered them taking his semen without the benefit of an orgasm.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
little variation.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
they couldn't even allow the man that at the time.
They just took it from him somehow.
That's right. No cum.
Was he the one that was anally probed as well?
No.
That was
Who was that?
Cartman.
No one was anally probed so far.
Maybe it was just Cartman.
So Ed went to the hypnotherapist for a real session, and he went under to figure...
Wait, what was the last session?
That was his self-induced
That was him
one.
doing it himself.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
was
you're
him
right,
doing
you're
himself.
right. Mike believes in that, but he doesn't believe in what's coming up.
No, I don't believe in mind control.
Okay.
So he went for this real session and went under to figure out an incident that happened 8 years after the dog thing. So he would have been...
25?
Yeah, 25 at that point. For this, Ed said he was driving down the road when he saw a flash of light, and the next thing he knew, 6 hours had passed without memory of what happened. Under hypnosis, he said that he woke up in a room where everything was smooth and looked like porcelain and smelled like the ammonia and cinnamon. He walked down a hallway and heard children crying, and then walked into the room where he found 2 small children. So that could maybe be the baby crying from earlier.
No more cinnamon.
Yep.
Again, if you believe any of this.
Yeah.
Not even talking about the hypnosis, just whatever he's saying.
Right. All of a sudden, Ed turned around and saw 3 large reptilians, and they started walking.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, they started walking towards him, and he said they're not like they weren't like the humanoid reptilians where they're like look like people more, and then they have the reptile features and stuff. He said that they were like just straight up lizards that were walking on the 2 legs.
So I don't know anything about reptilians. We have to do an episode on that.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure. But yeah, they were just lizards that were walking upright.
So it's
Which would be
honestly, it's
terrifying.
another piece of, another composite piece of all these alien stories.
Of alien lore.
Of alien lore, right.
Yeah. Ed took off his shirt and threw it over the head of one of the reptilians.
That'll show him.
And the other two started to attack Ed. All of a sudden, the reptilians were hit with a blue beam and they were frozen. And out walked a female gray that Ed said he knew it was a female because she had breasts and long white hair.
Sounds hot.
Yeah. The alien told him that he was just one of 13 races and then started saying the whole
"and sleep, you know,"
over and over again. And then Ed immediately woke back up in the hypnotherapist's office.
That's quite a story.
The 13 races is more alien lore, you know? So, I don't know. But
it's not original, the 13 races stuff.
Nope.
So, more composite stuff. I mean, this guy's pulling from everywhere.
Yeah. So Ed put out this book, and debunkers started coming out big time to discredit him. And he passed 2 polygraph tests, but
which is interesting, but I think as we talked about in the Travis Walton one, we don't put a ton of stock into that.
No, well, they're not admissible in court,
right?
For a reason.
And it's possible to lie. I mean, it's basically. I mean, there's ways to trick it, and if you believe what you're saying,
right,
you're gonna pass it. I mean,
just put a tack in your shoe, right? Press your toe into the tack to hit your.
I think we talked
whatever
about
it is.
Yeah.
We talked about this before.
And I mean,
if you know what you're doing, you can beat the polygraph.
Gary Ridgway passed one,
right,
and so did Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
so
right,
you know,
Gary Ridgway and Ted Bundy episodes coming in the future at some point.
Yep. The other thing too is that double exposure on a Polaroid camera is possible. It's really hard to do, but you can do it.
Yeah, I looked at that a little bit, but it involves holding the shutter down, turning the camera off, like a lot of weird steps to do the double exposure on that Polaroid.
Right. So this kid Nick Mock came out, who's a friend of Ed's son, and he said that Ed knew how to do double exposure with a Polaroid and provided a picture that Ed took to prove it. And so this picture was like a girl standing there, and then it looked like a demon was behind her, like a ghost behind her. And it's also entirely possible, like you said before, that Dwayne Cook from the newspaper was in on this whole thing.
He had the motive, right?
Yeah, to sell the newspapers and...
Yeah, of course.
So,
how many newspapers? What's the name of the paper?
The Gulf Breeze Sentinel.
I mean, how many newspapers those guys sell? But if they have aliens on the front page,
yeah.
Presumably
can you still
they're gonna
find
sell
any
a
of those?
lot
You think?
more.
Can you still find any of those?
Maybe on eBay or something. Probably. So this is the biggest debunking of Ed. When Ed moved out of his house, the next family moved in and found a model in the attic that really resembled the UFO in his pictures.
How coincidental is that?
The model was made with drafting paper from Ed's contracting business that had his handwriting on it. But so to go against that, the drafting paper was made with papers that were written in 1989, which would be almost 2 years after the UFO's sighting started.
Okay, but the model looks exactly like the UFO picture.
Right.
Exactly.
So, but the theory is that the Tommy Smith kid that he tried to get to be Mr. X, Ed was running for city council against Tommy's dad.
Right.
So the theory is, and then Tommy came out during the election and said, you know, he faked all these pictures with Ed. He helped him fake these and provided some pictures of his own to prove. So the theory is that this was planted to discredit Ed in this election.
So Tommy, 2 years after the fact, got papers from Ed's office and created like a paper mache model that looked exactly like the photos from 2 years before.
I'm just saying what the theory is. But the interesting thing about when photo experts looked at the pictures, they came to the conclusion that the pictures that Tommy provided weren't double exposed, and they were the most believable of all the pictures. So that throws a whole wrench into the pictures.
That's a twist.
It is, but the model does look exactly like
Oh, yeah.
the picture.
You've seen
Yeah.
the photo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The model is 100%. It's no doubt.
Ed went on, he was going on like a media tour for this book.
When did the book come out?
1990, I believe.
And did he win that city council race?
No, he did not.
Tommy's dad won.
He was, I don't know if Tommy's dad won, but Ed was dead last in that. So.
The city crazy man.
Yeah.
That's very smart. A wise move by the Floridians in that sense.
So once the book came out, Philip Glass showed up and started doing his typical smear campaign and shit and harassing Ed. And it's so weird, but Oprah had these two on fighting with each other.
I watched that video.
Yeah. I don't know, why would Oprah have these two
I'll
on
be
her
honest,
show?
I thought Philip Glass owned he owned Ed Walters on that show.
The only thing,
But I mean, after hearing the story, is that difficult to do? I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I'm not necessarily siding with Philip Glass in general, but it sounds like Ed Walters is maybe just not telling the truth with a lot of this.
He did come out with that, nonsense, like you're a double convicted felon, and he's like, yeah, I got in trouble when I was 18.
Yeah.
How's that relevant? Which I agree, it's not.
yeah, that's the
It's
typical.
not relevant at all.
Yeah, he did the
But Philip
typical
Glass
shit.
came off pretty well in that Oprah interview. I thought, I don't know, but you know what? So did Ed Walters. He's a believable witness. He doesn't seem to have a reason to lie.
When there's a difference between hearing him talk in interviews and then reading the nonsense in his book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him
so
screaming
you're saying he
at
comes
the
off better in the interviews than
Right.
the book and the story does.
Well, you're reading about-
or as he comes off on this podcast.
I think that's
probably.
right, because he was telling, like, Oprah was questioning him, like, why didn't they try to abduct you? And he was kind of leaving stuff out. And Philip Glass, was hammering him with, well, in your
Stuff
book
in the
you
book.
said this, in your book you said this.
Yeah.
And it made him look bad. Like,
Yeah.
Philip Glass owned the day, I thought.
And the thing with Philip Glass, though, and this is probably part of why, Ian, you hate him, he doesn't disprove you, he'll just discredit you.
Yeah. Well, that's what
So,
Ed,
and that kind of makes him shitty in the sense of, like, he's not going to provide any evidence to prove that you're wrong. He's just going to make you try to look like a piece of shit so that everyone turns against you.
I don't know if that's 100% right. But
Is he providing evidence,
that's
though,
some
of these
it.
things? I mean, at least from the stories
He
we've heard.
provided evidence from this guy's book that he wasn't really forthright with in what he was telling Oprah. It kind of made him look bad.
yeah.
Like he
I mean,
wasn't
that's fair.
So he
giving
was
the
providing
whole
evidence
truth.
to prove him wrong with what he said in his book.
Well, like,
he
he had
wasn't
a
just
back-
saying you're
Yeah.
a liar and here's proof
That's
because
right.
you had a DUI when
That's
you were
right.
17.
That part was, I don't know if that part was relevant, but he had a back and forth with Oprah, and then Philip Glass is like, well, in your book, you said you were abducted, you said this, and it kind of went to,
Okay.
Yeah.
refuting what he had just said.
But then I feel like Philip Glass just loses all credibility with himself because then he brings up that when Ed was 18, he stole a car and
I agree.
Which,
That's too much. It's not really relevant.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, in between Philip Glass and just people like UFO enthusiasts just nonstop bothering him and whatever, he changed his name and just disappeared.
He changed his name, huh?
Yeah, just disappeared
Think
into
we could
the.
find him and get him on a show?
I think Ed's over the UFO shit after getting harassed by Philip Glass and everybody.
When was the Oprah?
1990.
And then after that, so that he was on like his book tour, probably.
Yeah, and he did interviews, but then eventually he changed his name.
Do we know if he's still alive? I mean,
No,
that's
no
30
one knows.
years ago.
Yeah, no one knows.
Is Philip Glass still alive?
No.
Yeah, but Ed made bank off of this. He's the only UFO person I can think of that made good money off a story. Usually people don't make anything coming forward, but he made a lot of fucking money off
Which
this.
then probably also doesn't help the story
Yeah.
itself because it makes you just think more, well, he did it for the money.
He sold the book. He got an advance on the book for $200,000 and sold the rights to everything else for like $400,000.
Wow.
So Ed
And
made
were there
some
many
money.
movies made about this?
Not that I know of, but Ed made some money off this
No,
one.
I've never seen the movie. I've seen it on Mysteries at the Museum. I'm starting to slur. I apologize.
It's because you're drinking bourbon
It's
tonight
been a long
instead
night.
of beer.
That's true. We have
I
included people.
differentiated from the beer drinking. I've been drinking bourbon all night, and I'm slurring a little bit. So I apologize to my many fans.
Hey, if they can't take us at our worst, then they don't get us at our best.
I think it's possible that Ed saw something originally, because some of the photo, like the first photo, is pretty good. But I think
That's the one you sent us. That we'll post out.
but I think
it was our teaser pick.
right. But I think I don't believe 99% of any of this.
Did you look at the video?
Which video?
Like the video of the UFO floating across the screen and it disappears real quick?
Well, that's probably fake too.
It's ridiculous looking.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like, have you ever seen the Ed Wood Plan 9 from outer space where you can see the string? That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
I think Ed definitely faked 99% of this. I think
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think he probably did see something originally and then just ran with it and came up with this whole big story.
How do you get the kids and the wife, and like the wife's certified to seeing the alien?
But if you're a kid and your dad is acting this way and so sure, are you not going to just start to believe it?
But the wife said she saw the alien too.
Yeah, but she probably, he could have said, hey, we're going to try and make some money off of this. I mean, I don't know.
She could have just been or didn't want him to get thrown in a mental hospital or, anything like that. Just try to get.
It is Florida.
Yeah, right. Well, that's true. They don't have mental hospitals.
Yeah, acting like a maniac out there.
They just call them citizens.
And I think you, Don, Bob, and Gary from MUFON got played big time by Ed.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah, but how much? I mean, if you're MUFON, you're probably getting played 90% of the time. You're going to investigate things, right?
Well,
but that's part of I would imagine if you're in MUFON, that's part of your gig. You realize you're going to investigate probably bullshit most of the time.
Yeah.
You're doing it for that 10% where it might be legit.
But I don't think that they were in on this. I think Ed was just putting on a big show for them. I think probably what I could see as believable is that he saw something, went to that Dwayne Cook guy with it, and then the story kept going. So Ed went back to that Dwayne Cook guy and said, hey, you're in on this now too with me, and now I got these MUFON guys coming to my house. We need to keep this going at this point.
I think that's probably pretty likely. Do we think the hundreds of other sightings, though? What do we think that was?
I think it's just people trying to get in on it.
Yeah,
being all hyped.
Plus,
we
mixed
talked
with
about earlier, like half.
Wasn't the Navy base right there, and so they're probably seeing other stuff flying.
There was a lot of sightings over this time period. Half military sightings, half
people just trying to make a name for themselves.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah, I don't really believe much of this at all. Maybe something little triggered it initially, and then I think, like you had said, Ian, this might just be a guy that's having like just a mental breakdown.
It's either that Francis and his kids had to go along with whatever, but it's either Francis was in on it too, or the whole thing's real, or he was going through something.
Yeah, I'm on team. I don't buy this one bit.
I don't buy it either.
This more so of anything we've discussed with aliens. This is the one I buy the least.
Yeah.
Betty and Barney Hill is more realistic to me than this.
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
I'm more likely to believe Betty and Barney Hill. I really did have to think about, but I eventually decided I don't believe them. Travis Walton, I do believe. This one, I do not.
Again, like I always say, why doesn't the classic gray with the black suit on drop into Times Square and meet people?
Right.
Wow.
And then we'll know for sure, right? I'm going to be in New York City next week. If the classic gray and the aliens want to drop into New York City in Times Square, let me know.
Show up at the park like he did and just say, I want this over with. And they'll show up.
That is the strangest, that he just decided to go to a park in the middle of the night by himself.
Maybe that's the key to it.
I don't know. It's a cool picture, though.
So my final thought.
Really cool picture.
Don't believe. Ian, what say you?
No, I don't believe. I believe in the first picture, but I don't believe in anything else after.
Dave?
I don't believe this one bit, no.
So that's 3 thumbs down on this one. We do not believe the story. It's a fun story, though.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is a fun little story to get through and talk about.
I waver, though, because I watched several videos of this guy, and he's believable. But I think he's just selling books. That's
Believer
it.
Bill.
Believer Bill. You watch him speak, and you don't initially think he's lying. I just think he's selling books.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. You want to make up stories and sell books? I'm all right with that.
Is his book still available?
I don't know if it's in print anymore or not. I have no
I'm sure
idea.
you can find it out there somewhere, eBay or something.
Yeah.
Used bookstore or something.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, you got anything else on Gulf Breeze incident?
No, nothing else on Gulf Breeze.
Dave, you got anything on this story specific?
No, thumbs down. Thumbs down.
Well, thumbs up on the story.
Thumbs up on the story, thumbs down on the believability meter.
There you go.
Thumbs up on Ed pointing guns at the sky.
Yeah, big fan of him running out in a towel
great.
with his Polaroid
If you
and
ever-
his gun.
If you ever watched the Mysteries at the Museum depiction of this story, it's great.
Which channel is that one on?
It's a Travel Channel show.
Travel Channel, Mysteries
My
Museum.
most favorite show of all time, Mysteries at the Museum.
Ian, what shout outs you got for us tonight?
So for iTunes, I've got a bunch tonight. Shout outs to Not Fast Enough, Mel Mao, N Merrick, TY That TY, Matt Feld 7171, and Drew Michigan. Thanks guys so much for the awesome reviews on iTunes.
That's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Had a good
the
week.
reviews have been great, so it's really cool that anybody actually cares to.
And like we say every week, if anyone who's listens on through Apple or has an iPhone, please give us a rating and review because those really help us out and help us get noticed by other people as well.
Yeah, and it's really cool to put all this knowledge to something that people actually care about listening.
Finally, putting all those years of studying this shit to good use.
It would pay off.
Dave, what do you got shout out wise?
Okay, on Instagram, Carolyn Grace, Stacy Hughes, and Sweet Baby Jesus 187. On Twitter, Zodiac KMac, and podcast.co.
Yeah,
Thanks for your support.
Podcast.co just gave us a shout out, plugged us as the podcast of the day.
What?
Which was
That's
pretty
fantastic.
awesome. Yeah, that's pretty
Thanks,
sweet.
guys.
So, yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Necronomipod. Like we said, leave us a rating and review if you're on iTunes. Those really help us out. And or just reach out to us on one of the socials. Let us know what you think, or if you have any topics that you'd want us to look into. We might do them. Can't guarantee that we will, but we might. But we love to hear from you guys and love to give feedback. So please reach out to us. We appreciate the support.
Before I forget, too, I wanted to give a shout out to Tiffany Mackin from Facebook for sending over some cool articles. So those are cool. So if anybody else has any other ideas, I always add stuff to the list. So those two that she sent, I will.
We have a long list
Yeah.
of topics to cover over the next couple years. So
Yep.
Murderers, scumbags.
We have
and
plenty of murders.
Alien abductors.
we're looking for good ghost stories. Isn't that the one we need? We need some ghost stories.
Yeah, some good ghost
Some
ones.
legit ones.
They're rare.
Yeah. So
But she sent over an article about a mother that made her son eat himself. So,
what the fuck?
yeah. So
That's a
thank you
teaser
for the articles.
Future
Yeah.
episode. All right.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.
Let's go.